Welcome, welcome, welcome. Discussions with DT Parker. Happy Hump Day. Happy Black History Month. Happy February. It's a wonderful month. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, welcome to Discussions with DT Parker. Twitch is active. Saying, hey, how are you? Welcome to Discussions with DT Parker. Twitch is active. IG Live is active. And of course, YouTube. Thank you for my followers. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and following. If you haven't already done so, please make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. Thank you again, YouTube. But let's get into it because I have only a limited time today. KEKE PALMER brought up a very interesting perspective when it comes to marriage. She said she will never live with her romantic partner, even if she gets married. She said, I do not want nobody in my house. I believe in letting folks speak for themselves, so I will play this clip back. Hey, JB, happy hump day. I will play this clip so you can hear it, and for the folks that are just hopping on to discussions, we'll play catch up. Hold on.
One thing I need you to know is that I never want to live together.
You're so cool. Should I take it personally?
I like my alone time.
But is that real?
That's real.
Oh, wait, are you speaking as KEKE?
Yeah, I'm speaking as KEKE.
Not the
Okay, girl. I just feel like, Whoopi Goldberg said it best once. She was like, I don't want nobody in my house.
Yeah. Wait. Time out. You're for real right now?
She's for real.
So what
about,
like,
marry even.
So he's going to live around the corner?
Around the corner would be great.
What about a guest house? Would you let him live in the guest house?
He can be in a guest house. You know what I'm saying? We can be on the same, land, but I'm over there and he's over there.
Yeah.
At best, separate rooms.
Okay. So what about, you go to the bathroom, you have the two toothbrushes?
No, so he can mess my bathroom.
Is that your hot take? So if that's your hot take.
That's one of them.
And that's a hot. I can't close my
All right, so what are your thoughts on this, my married folks? If you could do it again, would you do like KEKE PALMER and live separately from your significant other? I do understand where she's coming from. I ain't even gonna hold you. Love boyfriend, we live together. But baby, when I tell you living with someone is a lot of work, it is a lot of work. I do understand why your parents do discourage you from living with somebody before you get married. Because once you live with someone, you might not want to live with anybody else after that. But like I said, I understand where she's coming from. And she wouldn't be the first celebrity to do this. Think about Oprah's, I don't think her and Stedman had ever stayed together. I believe Stedman has always lived in that guest house. I'm just saying. So, do you feel like this, my married folks, or even if you're not married and you're living with your significant other, do you feel like, you never want to live with your partner, or if you could do it again? Hey, Teep. Welcome to Discussions with DT Parker, talking KEKE PALMER, saying she would never want to live with her partner. So I'm asking if you are in a relationship, or if you do get into a relationship, is this something you may consider? Again, married folks, is this something that you may consider, like you get married, not living with the person? Who else does this? It's another celebrity that lives separate from their significant other. I know, I cannot think. I know Oprah for sure. Her and Stedman, like I said, I don't ever think they shared a home together. But it's somebody else I know. Is it, what's her name? What is that child's name? Raven Simone? I think her and her wife. No, I think she said they sleep in separate bedrooms. But I don't think they live separately, if that makes sense. Hey, mama, we're talking about KEKE PALMER. She says she never wants to live with her partner. Is she on to something? She said she never wants to live with a romantic partner. Even if she got married, she said, I don't want nobody in my house. I'll play the clip. Take a listen. Like I said, this is going to be a short Discussions with DT Pocket today, because Wednesdays are my short days. But take a listen. Here we go.
One thing I need you to know is that I never want to live together.
You're so cool. Should I take it personally?
Mama said good for her.
I like my alone time.
But is that real?
That's real.
Oh, wait, are you speaking as KEKE?
I'm speaking as KEKE.
Not the
Okay, girl. honestly, I just feel like, Whoopi Goldberg said it best once. She was like, I don't want nobody in my house.
Yeah. Wait. Time out. You're for real right now?
She's
for real.
So what about Marry even.
So he's gonna live around the corner?
Around the corner would be great.
What about a guest house? Would you let him live in the guest house?
He can be in a guest house. You know what I'm saying? We can be on the same, land, but I'm over there and he's over there.
Yeah.
At best, separate rooms.
Okay. So what about, you go to the bathroom, you have the 2 toothbrushes?
No, so he can mess my bathroom.
Is that your hot take? So if that's your hot take.
That's one of them.
And that's a hot. I can't close my
She said that is one of
But think
them.
about how fun it would be to be like, I'm going over to my man's house.
Yeah.
Over there.
You know what? It keeps things right.
It's fun and exciting. I want to go sit on his couch.
And he better clean when you're coming over.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? I will say I'm laughing about it, but there are probably people watching right now who agree with you.
Come on.
Eddie.
Okay, so are you feeling what KEKE is talking about? She said she will never live with her romantic partner. Well, she said she never wants to live with her romantic partner. I won't say she will never live with her romantic partner. Can I say I get it? I understand. Can I say I get it? I understand. Love living with boyfriend, but living with somebody else is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. So, I mean, I understand what she's talking about. I mean, look at Oprah. It's working for Oprah and, what's his name? Stedman? Whatever his name is. It's been working for them. Look how long they've been together. You don't even see Stedman. But in the shadows. Mama said, yes, a weekend is, too long. LOL. So you said you for it, Mama. You would like if your significant other... did you meet a lady who was at the airport who was doing that? Her and her significant... But they were living in 2 different states. She was going from, I think, Florida to go see her... Or New York to Florida to go see her man. Or New York to Georgia to go see her man. Because they had just got married. Like I said, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? For some, this may work. For other folks, this may not work. Like I said, look at Gail and Oprah. Not Gail. I'm sorry, Jill. Look at Stedman and Oprah. That's who I meant to say. Stedman and Oprah. I mean, it's been working. They say he live in the guest house. You don't see Stedman. He out the way. So, yeah, I don't know. Never, ever living with your partner? I don't know. But for the new folks, welcome to Discussions with DD Parker. Welcome Twitch. Welcome IG Live. Welcome YouTube. Thank you for the follows. If you have not already done so, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow and share. Throw a little share up in there too. All right, so to continue on with this conversation, we are talking about KEKE Palmer. KEKE Palmer saying that she never wants to live with her romantic partner. Never wants to live with a romantic partner, even if they're married. She said, I don't want nobody in my house. My quiet folks. What up, Tasha? My married folks is quiet today. What up, Tasha? Tasha, KEKE Palmer says she never wants to live with a romantic partner, even if they're married. She said, I don't want nobody in my house. How are we feeling about this? And then I'm going to play this clip, run it back. Good afternoon. I'm on here early, Tasha, because I have to end early. So we probably have about 20-something more minutes to go. But let's take a listen. I'm just saying, Tasha, you got out of a situation. Would you ever consider living with somebody?
Take a listen. I never want to live together.
You're so quick. Should I take it personally?
I like my alone time.
But is that real?
That's real.
Oh, wait. Are you speaking as KEKE?
Yeah, I'm speaking as KEKE.
Not the
Okay, girl. I just feel like, Whoopi Goldberg said it best once. She was like, I don't want nobody in my house.
Yeah. Wait. Time out. You're for real right now?
She's for real.
So what
Marry even.
So he's gonna live around the corner?
Around the corner would be great.
What about a guest house? Would you let him live in the guest house?
He can be in a guest house. You know what I'm saying? We can be on the same, land, but I'm over there and he's over there.
Yeah.
At best, separate rooms.
Okay. So what about, you go to the bathroom, you have the 2 toothbrushes?
No, so he can mess my bathroom.
Is that your hot take? So if that's your hot take.
That's one of them.
And that's a hot. I can't close my mouth.
But think about how fun it would be to be like, I'm going over to my man's house.
Yeah.
Over there.
You know what? it keeps things right.
It's fun and exciting. I want to go sit on his couch.
And he better clean when you're coming over.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? I will say I'm laughing about it, but there are probably people watching right now.
All right, so what are your thoughts on this? Does KEKE Palmer have a point? Is she on to something? Tasha said, oh, girl, I definitely understand. I think we all do, Tasha. Because living with someone can be a lot of work. It can be a lot of work, depending on who you're living with. It can be a lot of work. But then if you have a person like Carl, he had OCD. So if you are an OCD clean freak like him, great. But I'm talking about OCD to the next level OCD. He didn't do none of the cleaning, by the way, but always instructing to be. Things had to be a certain way. If he came up in here today, he would probably scrub my baseboards, because that's how much of a clean freak he is. So I guess it just depends on the person that you live with, because I guess my point I was trying to make, all men aren't messy, because Carl had OCD, okay? Serious OCD. Like, the house had to be cleaned a certain way. And then you do have some men that are messy and don't pick up after themselves and are pigs, but then I guess you got some females that way as well. So, but living with somebody can be, depending on who you're living with. But, I mean, look at not Gail. Why do I keep bringing Gail and Oprah like they a couple? Anyway, Oprah and Stedman. Hey, Chef Stedman, allegedly he lives in the guest house. And Oprah, she lives separate. She has her own house, and Stedman has the guest house. Hey, babe. New folks, welcome to Discussions with Dee Parker. We're talking KEKE Palmer today on this real quick Discussions with Dee Parker. She's saying she will never live with a romantic partner, even if they're married. She says she never wants to live. Let me correct that. She never wants to live with a romantic partner, even if they're married. She said, I don't want nobody in my house. So I was just saying that it's been working, I guess, for Oprah and Stedman all this time. So, who else does it? What's her name? Raven Simone. I don't think they live in separate houses. I think they sleep in separate bedrooms. So is this something, y'all, that you could do? Could you live like separately from your romantic partner, your significant other, if you were married? Tasha said, after the way my marriage ended, I told myself that's not something I want anymore. But then with the new guy I love, when he's around, and then some days waking up to him feels like, why are you here? It feels like, why are you here? Damn, Tasha. Let me ask you a question, Tasha. Does it feel like your man is like it's another child thrown into the mix? I'm just asking. Does it feel like it's another child thrown into? I just gotta ask. Does it feel like, is that why you say, why are you here? Because it feels like, it's like, okay, not only do I got these, now I got another. I'm just asking. Mama's laughing at you, Tasha. I gotta ask these questions. I mean, again, I'm sure everybody on each side can understand where KEKE Palmer is coming from. But for those who have been married, would you ever consider yourself, and Tasha has already answered the question, would you ever consider yourself living with your next romantic partner, or living separate from your romantic partner, even if you guys were married? Would that be something you would consider? Or maybe separate bedrooms. Maybe you do the separate bedroom things. Like I said, it's been working for Oprah and Stedman. So, here's Stedman over there complaining that he's got his own guest house to himself. I ain't never heard Stedman complain. But, that's neither here nor there. I want to know how y'all are feeling. What are y'all thoughts on this? Is this something that you would take into consideration? For my married folks, is this something you would consider? I don't know what the marriage is looking like. Maybe to save the marriage. Maybe this could be something that could save your marriage. I don't know. Welcome to Discussions with Dee Parker. If I have anybody new, we are talking about KEKE Palmer, saying she never wants to live with her romantic partner. Thank you, Chef Boo. I appreciate you, girl. I just, decided to throw on some makeup today. Normally, I just be on here. But I had a meeting, and I got another meeting at 2:30, which is why this is going to be condensed. But I appreciate you, Boo. Appreciate you. So would you do it? And then I'll run this back. Mama said he a kept man. Kept men never complain. You know what, Mama? He could be complaining. I know some kept men that complain. Yeah.
One thing I need you to know is that I never want to live together.
You're so quick. Should I take it personally?
She said, I never want to live together.
But is that real?
That's real.
Oh, wait, are you speaking as KEKE?
Yeah, I'm speaking as KEKE.
Not the
Okay, girl. I just feel like, Whoopi Goldberg said it best once. She was like, I don't want nobody in my house.
Yeah. Wait. Time out. You're for real right now?
I'm
She's for
serious.
real. So what about
Marry even.
So he's gonna live around the corner?
Around the corner would be great.
What about a guest house? Would you let him live in the guest house?
He can be in a guest house. You know what I'm saying? We can be on the same, land, but I'm over there and he's over there.
Yeah.
At best, separate rooms.
Okay. So what about, you go to the bathroom, you have the two toothbrushes?
No.
No, so he can mess my bathroom.
Is that your hot take? So if that's your hot take.
That's one of them.
And that's a hot. I can't close my mouth.
But think about how fun it would be to be like, I'm going over to my man's house.
Yeah. Over there.
Over there.
All I'm thinking about is that's 2 separate bills, 2 separate checks, 2 separate rents, 2 separate mortgages, 2 separate electric, gas, baby. No. Bills. See, she could do that because she got money. Her money long. For the rest of us, who doing this? Who doing this? Baby, no. Babe said, LOL, she capping, trying to sound all different. So you don't think that that's something that she would be willing to do? Sheb said, I lived in a house where my husband slept in his man cave, and whenever he wanted to have something, I would go upstairs to his room, and he'll come downstairs to my room. It was good at that point. Sheb, it was good because you guys had your equal space. Is that why it was good? Like, y'all were around each other when y'all felt like being bothered with one another. Babe said, yeah, but she's talking about different rooms. No, she's talking about different living facilities. Different living facilities is what she's talking about. She's talking about her romantic partner possibly living in one house up the street. Kind of like what I guess Kanye was trying to do with Kim. He was trying to move up the street once they got a divorce so he could be near the kids. Something like that. What we beefing? Babe said that's what she wants. I respect it. And she can afford it. You know what I'm saying? She can afford it. But let's be honest. The everyday average Joe, who can afford to live in 2 separate all is coming to my head is math. That is a separate bill over there. But if you have a big enough property like Oprah and you can build like a guest house, then Chev said it was good. It was good while it was good, right? Tasha said, I can't explain it. He's not a burden or childish. I love his company, but I absolutely do not let him pay any of my bills. So he don't feel like he has claim to my home, my own. I got you, Tasha. And plus, that's a slow, y'all are just, I don't know how long you and him been dating for, but it seems like it's fairly new. So you doing right. Tasha said, I'm not ready to share my space again. I get it. Like I said, you are just fresh out of something. You know what I'm saying? So it's understandable on why you are protective of your space. So I get that part. New folks, if you do not know what we're talking about, welcome to Discussions with DD Parker. We're talking about KEKE Palmer. She says she never wants to live with her romantic partner, even if they do decide to get married. She never wants to live with her romantic partner. She said basically that they can live in separate spaces. He can live down the street or he can live in the guest house, but she doesn't want to coexist with somebody else in her house. Mama said, when you have someone live with you, You got to change your whole routine. It's so annoying. Mama says she is not trying to change her routine. Living with someone, I mean, like I say, it could be a lot of work. It just depends on like who the person is. It can be a lot of work when you live with someone. Babe said, if I got pros and cons like anything, if I got it, pros and cons, it's pros and cons with everything. Yes. Mama said, I've been out of something and still don't want it. So, Mama, you would agree, okay, because y'all are not saying yay or nay. So, I guess the question is, would you agree to live if your significant other brought this to you and said, hey, love you, but I would rather us live in separate households just for both of our sanity and peace? Would you agree to something like this? Would you be okay with something like this? Tasha said, now, long term, I would say, can the house be big enough where I can have my side and you can have your side? I understand that, but long term, I do not want to be under the same roof. All right, so Tasha, you're saying that long term, like if you and this new love of yours gets married, that you don't want to be under the same roof. You want him to keep his property and you keep your property. And then when you guys come together, you're married, but you just live in separate establishments. Am I getting it right? Mom said weekend stay is way too long. So you don't even want them staying a weekend, Mama? Jeesh. Babe said it's all good until he get that house and now insecure and everything changes. It's all good until he get that house and now insecure and everything changes. Sheb said, I would live in a separate house. We can go and visit each other as need be, but I like to have my peace. I like to see my house clean at all times. I don't want to have to pick up after a grown man. I think, fellas, no disrespect, I think that be sometimes the female's biggest gripe is us having to pick up after y'all like y'all are children. I think that's the part, we struggle with, because it's like, damn, I got to pick up after myself, and now I got to pick up after another grown-ass person. So I understand what you talk about there, Chef. I definitely get it. But Tasha, Tasha said no. I said if long-term I do want to be under, okay, so I said no. If long-term I do want to be under the same roof, but long-term dating, we can live separately. If we married, we will live together because I be damned. Okay, Tasha. Tasha said we ain't two separate households. We live together. Mama said it's fine. Then they go home to their space or I go home to mine. So, Mama, what are you saying? Is the weekend good enough? Is a weekend visit good enough for you and then they can go home and then you'll see them on a weekend again? Or a weekend is too long for you? Tasha don't know what she want to do. No, she said, I must have read it wrong, but she said that, no, I said, if a long term, I do not want to be under the same roof, but, I see you, Tasha, but long-term dating, we can live separately. If we married, we'll live together. And she said, hush, babe, I'm still traumatized. Hey, it's okay. You could be traumatized, Tasha. I mean, you went through a lot, so I get it. Take your time. Babe said, I'm telling you, y'all want that. Then when you get that house, don't try coming over every day and want to know everything about everything. Babe said, y'all be wanting that, but then want to be all up in the business. Babe said, yeah. Mama said, yeah, it's good enough for me. So you only want weekend visits. That's all you care for. Weekends, and then you say you can get on. And Babe said to you, Tasha, LOL, I know. Babe does have a good point though. We say that, but probably will be going crazy. What up, FA? I got about literally probably 6 more minutes. We're talking about KEKE Palmer saying that she let me just go back here because I ain't got time for the shenanigans. KEKE Palmer says she never wants to live with her romantic partner. I would play the audio, but I do have time. I'll play a little bit of it. Yeah, KEKE Palmer says she never wants to live with her romantic partner. Thoughts?
Could be open, but one thing I need you to know is that I never want to live together.
You're so quick. Should I take it personally?
She is not playing with it either.
real.
Oh wait, are you speaking as?
I honestly, I just feel like, Whoopi Goldberg said it best once. She was like, I don't want nobody in my house.
Yeah. Wait.
Feel that.
Time out. You're for real right now.
I'm too serious.
So what about
Marry even.
So you're married? He's gonna live around the corner?
Around the corner would be great.
What about a guest house? Would you let him live in the guest house?
We can be in a guest house. You know what I'm saying? We can be on the same, land, but I'm over there and he's over there.
Yeah.
At best, separate rooms.
Okay. So what about, you go to the bathroom, you have the two toothbrushes?
Okay, because I don't want to play. Because What up, Fa? How are you?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Welcome back to the chat, friend. What are your thoughts on KEKE Palmer saying she never wants to live with her romantic partner, even if they're married? She doesn't want to live with him.
Girl got that girl like MO. Yeah, MO.
You feel like he's an MO?
Yeah, I say she's a MO.
What's that?
MO, you mean a crazy person. Like
Oh,
she
okay.
needs mental observation. But I'm not saying necessarily just because of what she said. I'm just saying I think she's an MO in general. Like I think she's like really a product of what they talk about when you become you get into Hollywood as a child and you just
Yeah.
like exposed to certain things. Like, but to me, she all messed up. Like that's so Raven. They just all messed up in the head. But
Yeah, Raven. I know who you talk about, the Cosby.
in,
Yeah.
in reference to what she was saying, I don't even. It just doesn't make sense to me. It sounds like she just wants to date. Like, why? Who wants to be in a serious relationship? I mean, what would be the purpose of getting in a serious relationship to live apart forever?
I mean, it's working for Oprah's and Stedman.
No, they live on the same compound.
Yeah, but he lives in the guest house and she live in the main house.
I don't think so. So I think that I don't agree. I think that I don't know. And that's not different. She's not Oprah. She's not a millionaire. So if she wants to be used for money, then by all means, go ahead. But Oprah is also paying to play. She's paying for that service for that man to be able to live in a luxury out the guest house or whatever you want to call it. Kiki ain't got money like that.
But
And
she's
I'm
not the
also
first
pretty
person.
sure
She's
oh,
not
go
the
ahead.
first person that I heard. Maybe not the living like in separate houses, but I've heard of people sleeping in separate rooms being married.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of our grandparents got to that point. So I'm
Yeah,
not,
right.
yeah. I'm not necessarily saying that. But that's not the same thing to me. I mean, that's
So,
not the same thing.
so you would not be in agreement to some. Well, you're married now, but if your wife came to you and said, "Hey, I love you. I think you should keep your house, and I'm gonna keep my house. We're gonna raise this kid. I love you, but I just don't think we should live together." You would not be okay with that.
No, that would be wow. First of all, I would lie. I'm just being honest. I would feel disrespected by the request. I really would. I would be like, what are you? That would be 100% grounds for divorce. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, that's just ridiculous. What are we talking about?
I got some females in here who said that they they don't, because I have some that have been married that said they don't know if they would want to live with another romantic partner. They might want to live separately, but remember, they've been married before, so they've been there and done that.
Right, then why don't you just date then? Now, why do you want a committed relationship? Why don't you just get fucked? 'Cause that sounds like you want to do. You want a nigga to come drop some dick off every now and again and hold you every now and again and then go back home. So, we got to stop allowing women to use us as like they play toys and dress it up like it's some type of love. That's pimp talk. What she doing? That's player pimp talk. See, if a nigga say it'd be real. I'm sorry, if a man was to say
I was
that,
gonna say that.
it'd
Well,
be
what the man
yeah,
said this?
yeah. If a man was saying it would be very clear to the world that this nigga's playing games. He's on games, or he wants his cake and eat it too, or your women will come up with all kind of sayings. But when a woman's saying we seriously consider it like this girl is being genuine. No, this girl is she doing some pep talk, player talk too. She want to use a man the way she want to use him and then get rid of him when she's done with him.
I mean, oh, okay. I get what you're saying. I mean, I mean, and not to compare, FA, but men, they've been doing that too. No?
No, I know. I'm saying
Deal
I'm okay with the
with
comparison. I'm saying that the men get the label though. They get the label of that's some pimp talk. Nobody takes the man serious
I
when
got you.
he's
I got
saying that. They
I got
label him correctly. Like, oh, you on complacency.
But then with her saying it, it's like, oh well,
Yeah, let's really consider this. This is a new, innovative idea. I've never heard of this before. Like, girl, get the fuck out. And that's not even in a woman's nature. So to me, that's if you date a men, when you hear women, these are the red flags that men should be able to notice. If you hear a woman that say something like that, she's probably selfish, not 100%, but she's probably selfish. She's probably very self-consumed. You know what I mean? She doesn't have the ability to coexist with someone. And she probably doesn't have, she's not really good at regulating her emotion. You know what I mean? Or another phrase I like to say for all men and women, wives and husbands, boyfriends and girlfriends, you don't know how to suffer well, and men and women need we have to be in a relationship. You got to know how to suffer with.
yeah,
Meaning, when two people come together, you have to adapt to a whole new person that does things, maybe not completely different, but different from you. And that's sometimes it can be suffering. Sometimes it can be difficult for a woman to always, who's a very clean person, to constantly be picking up behind her husband in her shoes and whatever he drops on the floor. And sometimes it can be very difficult when a man has been analytical and made good and smart and well thought out decisions, and they get with a woman that's walking around whistling like in her head, acting like she don't know how to make a sound decision without him at all. So
mm,
it's an adjustment, and it's but you got to know how to suffer well. You got to know how to bite down and say, okay, cool, this is what I wanted. This is the part of the game. Let me teach her, or let me be patient. You know what I mean? Let me just patient. So I'm
all
just
right.
saying when I hear her say that, that's what automatically would think like, oh yeah, she's very selfish, so she's one of the women with that they overextend that, oh, I just want my own peace and all that old weird shit. She's just really that when they like, I just want peace and I'm like, damn, why your life so full of chaos that peace is so, such a forefront for you. Everybody wants peace. So that goes without being said. But for you to overemphasize it, it makes me think, oh, you got a lot of chaos in your life. You know what
And
I
what I
mean?
do, FA, I just got peace, damn it. I'm just playing. FA,
Mhm.
I have to go because I have to jump on this meeting for my job.
No
Uh,
problem.
damn, I hate that we got to finish this conversation. Maybe we'll do a part two. Maybe.
Okay.
Guys, see you tomorrow. Bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye.